Hey, what's up, everybody? Here's Siacoin, and looking at Siacoin, we also have a massive triangle in the works here. We can see it pretty much, and if we look at it, we have A, B, C, D, and E. So the next move should be something like that. And if we measure that, we are looking at, you know, 26 cents or so. So if we turn that to log, we can see it could go as high as $1, even maybe even 2.72, and that's probably not going to happen. We'll probably more so see $1 if it's going to swing for the fence. But if we take this whole thing here and we do a standard retrace, a standard target would be about 41 cents. So a full fib extension, 41 cents, and a bare minimum of 16 cents. So it's all going to start here. So the big question is, are we ready to rock? And I would say once we break, we got this level to 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 break, and that little zone to break there. So I would say once we start getting through this, that's going to be the big tell, right? Because then we can get above the downward resistance line, especially right in here, right? So it's going to be a grind. I don't know how hard it's going to be, but it looks like it could be a grind up. But if we look at last time, it was pretty impulsive, but we didn't really have any other history before that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Siacoin. Let's look at ZRX. ZRX is in a similar situation here. You got an A, B, C, D, E, right? And it's just basically really the same thing. And a standard measurement would be approximately, almost $10, and that's pretty good for something that's only 30 cents. There's no guarantee, right? It's not financial advice, but our more realistic target would be around that $4 area. So is it going to do that? Is it going to break the all-time high? Are these coins going to be dead or alive? I mean, it's so hard to know, right? I'm just going based off pure technicals. I don't know anything about these coins. So quorum. Nothing there really. XRP versus Ethereum. This is a big one here. So it's definitely struggling a lot more than XRP versus Bitcoin. But I still think we're going to outperform and get that wave 5. And if we get up here, you could even swap it into some Ethereum if everything goes as planned. So the dollar is in this three-wave pullback, right? You got an impulse, 3, 3, 5, impulse, three-way pullback, impulse, right? Three-way pullback. So you'd probably do something like that, right? Or we could break from here. It all depends. Now, that doesn't mean this wave is finished. It could go a little bit lower. I would imagine we would have some support coming in, considering how much we fell already. So we're right at we're on support. So I'd imagine we could go a little bit lower, but I'd say we're pretty close. Oh, this is others versus XRP. So you could see this is coming down like a sack of potatoes, right? And we talked about this all up in here, that basically this coming down is good for XRP. And if the price goes up, that's good for everything else. So, yeah. Let's just come on down. So I'm going to be looking at this chart also closely and determining where it should be. But I'm looking somewhere in this zone. Probably around, somewhere around in here. So that's the goal, right? And that would mean probably a little bit more of a wave, and then maybe some kind of pullback, and then another push to finish it off. And then that would give you a 3. So you would have like 3, 3, and then that's a flat there, and then another 3 down. This is just miscellaneous, right? I'm looking at silver. Wow, silver is almost $40. I love it. I love it because I've been buying silver like crazy. Not recently. I stopped buying silver long ago, but, well, not too long ago. I really started buying it right in here. Right in here, right in here. When we had this move, I stopped buying it. Ever since we broke this, I stopped. And I just been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it takes so long, right? I mean, from here to here, that's 5 years, over 5 years. Whew. Just that little move, 5 years, boom. But, you know, it is what it is, right? I mean, look how massive this chart is. This is like something you want to hodl forever. I mean, if you really shouldn't even sell it. You should really just pass it down to your kids. You know, unless you want to donate it, then that's okay too. But yeah, we have the largest cup and handle in human history. I can't find a cup and handle bigger than this. This is a massive. This is the biggest cup and handle in, not just in crypto, not just in stocks, but everything. And it goes all the way back. Where was this at? This was the basically 1980. So what is that? Nearly 45 years, basically. Something like that. So that's a 45 plus year cup and handle. That's insane. So if we take just a look here, we can measure the handle. And if we take let me get rid of that. You're looking at $168. So this, you're looking at almost like $600-700. So yeah, anywhere from $150 up to $600 would be the target. So this is the whole chart of silver. You can see we've had massive accumulation for over 100 years, since 1802, right? And then we have 1802. Let's see here. Wow. So 1802. And then where's 1902 at? That would be right about there. So just that, from here to here, is 100 years. And it just doesn't seem proportional with the rest of the chart. They probably obviously they didn't have good measurements there. But basically you have this massive accumulation that took 150, 200 years, basically. So that would be 2002. That's 200 years. So, wow. You got all of this, right? You have your first parabola, you have your bear market, you have a retrace, you have reaccumulation, you went sideways, and this is the breakout. So this is like, this could be like, man, it could go higher than this. That's why I don't even know. Like, you look at gold, I mean, why would you want to own that? It's just, why? It looks ridiculous. Obviously, it's going to keep going up a little bit, but nowhere near silver. You know, silver is, it's as if you're buying silver. It's like buying silver, like right here. So that's like buying silver at, that's like buying gold at for $600, or maybe even less, maybe like $500. So that to me is, you know, you got what, 500% there. And I don't know why Peter Schiff is so in love with gold. I mean, look at this. Gold went up from 2001 to 2025. That's 25 years. Gold has gone up 1,200% in 25 years. That is so sad for Peter Schiff when he talks so much crap about Bitcoin and crypto. Like, I just, it's pretty sad. Very negative individual. Every tweet he puts out is negative. So he has all that gold, but he's miserable inside. Totally miserable. You can tell. It's pretty sad. But anyways, we have, I mean, it's not if gold is good or bad. Gold is great. But in terms of making money, investments, you know, why would I want this? This is more of a kind of a safety thing where you just hold it and put it in the safe and don't even think about it. But it still looks really good. It still looks pretty bullish. It doesn't look like it's letting up soon. I mean, we could have, you know, like 3 down. This could be 3 up, and then maybe we can get 5 down. It could turn into a bigger wave. So, and for silver, I would much rather hold silver all day, every day. You have, it just looks like it's just beginning. And I feel like silver is going to really run under Trump. Silver is way more manipulated than gold by far. So gold is easier to manipulate because there's not that much of it, and there's so much. I mean, there's a lot of it, but there's only so many people that have it. Whereas silver, it's so saturated that it's a better form of money, right? And then also silver is a monetary metal and an industrial metal. So we're going to consistently use silver up it's in your phones, your computers, your solar panels, everything. Silver is silver is actually a useful metal. Gold is useless. It just looks nice, right? Silver is actually, is the ultimate conductor of electricity. So as we go into a more energy demanding world, I would imagine silver is going to be used like crazy. You could see, you know, you got these little 3-wave moves in here, right? So it looks like we're just getting revved up. I mean, it hasn't even started yet, you know? So we had to go through all of this crap, right? And then ever since, let's put Bitcoin up so we have a little bit of a, yeah, so ever since Bitcoin bottomed, silver bottomed too. And for XRP, that would put XRP right about there. So, I mean, it looks like a 1-2, 1-2. It looks like it's just getting ready to really surprise people. And with Trump coming out against the Fed more and more and more, this is all about Trump versus the Fed. It's not about Obama. It's not about Epstein. It's about the money, right? Is Epstein in your wallet? No. Is Obama in your wallet? No. What's in your wallet? Federal Reserve debt notes. What do you wake up and go to work every day for? Federal Reserve notes. What allows you to do anything you want? Federal Reserve notes. Right? That's what it's about. It's about the Fed. It's about the money. It's about the system. And silver is a weapon used to expose how fraudulent that system is, because this is real money, right? So I think we're going to have a great awakening where people are going to realize what real money really is. And it's all going to boil down to Trump and the Fed. So I've explained this to people going back in 2018, 2019, and they just couldn't get it. And then even in 21, 22, nope, still don't get it. But now I think a few people are starting to realize it. And then there's still people that can't see it. They don't understand what he's really trying to do. He's not going to come out and telegraph his moves, right? You don't telegraph your military moves. You say, well, how's that? It's not military. Yeah, it's even worse than military. It's financial. Financial wars are much more deadly than regular wars. Look what happened at the Great Depression. How many people died, right? How many people just lost everything? And who was to blame? Well, think about it. So once this sucker gets up here, back up to 47, 50 bucks, which ain't far away, I would say it's already at basically $40. So another $10, you're going to be at $50 silver. And $50 silver is the all-time high, basically. So we're $10 away from the all-time high for silver. So once this sucker breaks out, I mean, look how massive that sucker moved up. Look over here. Look over here. We haven't seen anything like that yet. Right? So just to put it in reference, I was born right there. Whoops, what happened? I was born in 1992, and you can see, how basically that's been my whole life right there. And this sucker goes way back, right? So, hey, look, I caught the bottom. The day I was born, I should have bought silver. Oh, that would have been funny. All right. So, as far as targets go, I mean, dude, we already got some, but we'll pull a couple more here. Actually, I'm going to put that on the base there. I mean, you got, that lines up real nice with the 3414. I would say $165 would be the number. I would say 165 is my target for silver. And once we hit it, will I sell any of it? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But there you go. That's silver. Silver is the greatest physical asset you can own. Above anything. Above anything. I mean, real estate, oil, commodities. I mean, I don't know, like oil, energy. So silver is one of those coins that you just can't get enough of. But anyways, T-drop, still just waddling along sideways after a three-way pullback, looking for it to emerge up. What else we got going on here? Quick little look on XRP, 355. I put a big video out all about XRP, so go check that out. Just a real quick little peek here. I mean, you kind of got a cup. You kind of got a, maybe we're getting a handle here, right? Maybe something like that. You can also look at it as an A, B, C, or like a W, an X, and a Y even. So, but ultimately we should keep rocking it to the upside. As far as everything else, I mean, just go check out that previous video, but that will do it for this little quick update. I know someone had mentioned Siacoin, and I apologize, I totally did not get that on the queue, but we got it today. And so as far as total 3 goes, I mean, this is the one that, you know, this is the one you should keep an eye on, because to me, once we break this, that's when we should start looking real close here. But until then, we could correct, you know, we could, you know, flag out a little bit here before pushing through that. I mean, we went up quite a bit. I mean, that's quite an extension there. But when you compare that to, you know, let's take a line here, and we'll go all the way up. And then I'll take this line and I'll just match it down here. You can see we're due for, we're due for a correction right there. So what I could do is I could just simply take a little bit of a bars pattern here, just to kind of give us a little bit of an eye on kind of how this is looking. Yeah, well, yeah, we're actually ahead of schedule. We're actually moving a lot faster than we were before, which is not so good. You want it to slow down a little bit. But I would kind of say maybe like right there. So that would put us at 1.5 trill from that wave there, just from that extension. But the fib would more than likely, well, would you look at that? It's right in this, it's right where you would expect it to be, right there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And this is even on log scale. Oh no, it ain't. Okay, so yeah, that's a good target. I mean, well, we can even go higher than that. That's just the minimum target there. So you could feel it in the air. You can feel something in the air. Something, there's a shift that just happened after Trump's 6-month presidency. There's like this shift that I feel, and it's getting stronger. So look at ICP. It's right at the verge of busting through here. So we got a long, I mean, look how long that wave is, right? So we got a long ways up. And let's just enjoy the ride. And until then, remember, not financial advice, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.